This industry of bulk materials is not used to working with technology, and it doesn't have the resources to work with technology. Very few companies have true technology teams and technology professionals in their organization, not to be technology masters, but to know how to apply technology and roll out technology at scale. So that's been a huge challenge. And that's why construction is only behind hunting and fishing as the least digitized industry on the planet. But that's where the excitement comes in for AI, because where AI can come in is AI can extract those insights just as smart individuals would that are needed. Now we can replace those necessarily knowledge workers with AI that don't exist in the bulk materials industry and the construction industry. So AI is actually going to help things move a lot faster because it's going to fill the knowledge gap that exists in the bulk materials industry. Data is the starting line for digitization and optimization. And when I talk to people in the industry, I always say, man, this whole industry, this whole world is run on hope and heroes. I mean, so much is done because somebody's been doing it for 20 years and they know what lever to pull or what button to push in order to make things successful. But now that you have all this data from those belt scales, from volumes on the ground, image processing of equipment and people moving about the scene, everybody's hearing of this buzz and this hype about AI. But as soon as we can take that data and feed it all into these learning models, we can start to have the expertise and experience of somebody who's been crushing for 30 years. Suddenly, the computer is telling you which lever to pull and what button to push, because these technologies are becoming so accessible, so available, that all we need to do is start to integrate this data and put it into the brain of AI, and the whole productivity of crushing is going to change, right? And so when you read those headlines about AI disrupting everything, a lot of it's hyped, overhyped, but there is reality in there that this is happening, right? And the world of crushing is going to be completely different in 5 years than it is today. Today, it's humans with an app walking around. But the future, you get the human out of the way. It's installed cameras and it's wearable cameras and it's cameras on the front loaders digitizing that crushing operation every second of its operation. While today, people are using an app and they're getting a volume from an app when they choose to walk around the pile. The reality is you can generate the volumes of that pile every second from some installed cameras. We can be continually digitizing that space and generating volumes all day long. Massive expenses out there that are just easy to wipe out. Just catching errors earlier, if you're a producer, it can be dollars per ton we're talking about on the table, not nickels or dimes per ton. Because all it takes is one crusher going out of whack a little bit and generating a bunch of waste that has to be hauled by trucks for the next week to suddenly, you've just had hundreds of thousands of dollars in expense, where if you could have caught that an hour or two into it, you could have eliminated all those costs. And those things just jump up and bite people in the butt all the time, right? And nobody wants to talk about it, but that's the reality. They're all just firefighting through a day, trying to keep equipment running and trying to keep trucks rolling, and not necessarily thinking about, well, how do we optimize our profits, right? Because it's just too hard.